How's it going? Was that creepy? That was creepy. So anyway, this is my new channel. I'm going to be walking through my journey into over-the-road truck driving. I am going through the Swift Academy in Kansas City, as the title says. When I first contacted Swift, I was going to go to Salt Lake City, and I'll get to that in a second. Now that I'm going to Kansas City, I looked up some videos and I couldn't really find anything on the Kansas City school. So I'm going to do mine. It's probably the same as everybody else's, and that's fine. There's a lot of older stuff out there. There's some newer stuff too, but as of August 22nd, 2019, I will be leaving Saturday, so that'll be the 24th. So that's what this channel is going to be. This is just sort of an introduction to that, and I'm going to touch on a few things that I think are important for folks to know that I have found out even before getting on that plane and flying. So, number one, welcome to my channel. Number two, I found out last week before I signed up. I mean, I was close. I was right there, ready to sign up. I had been to the DMV. I had already taken 2 of my tests. The only one I had left to take was air brakes, and I was waiting to get my physical before I did that so that I could just make one trip up, take the last test, have my medical card. I didn't have to make a second trip up there, so, or actually be a third trip, but I wouldn't have to go up there and take the test, go get my physical, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I was on the phone with my recruiter, and we got into just a little discussion, and I just kind of had a little flippant remark. I got a phone call. Shut the whole thing down. Anyway. Got into a conversation with my recruiter, and just kind of an off-the-cuff remark I made while we were talking. So there'll be a shiny, clean, manual transmission truck waiting for me when I upgrade. Right? And she said, oh, actually, I found out from a student today, this being her. The way I understood it was a student had just come out for a break, for something. I don't know why they were talking, but anyway, she said that the student that was enrolled and started last week, this would have been like on Wednesday, I think, had said that their trainers were telling them that was the last class to train and test out in manual trucks. They were going to all automatic trucks for school at Salt Lake City. Now, that's a deal breaker for me, and I told her that. She was real cool about it. She said, hold on, let me call you back. She called me back real quick, and she said, I called Kansas City, and that's all they have there is manuals. So you can go to the Kansas City school, which is actually in a community college. It's not at the Kansas City terminal. And I said, that's great. Are you sure? And she said, yes, I called them and they said, you're good to go. Okay. So I got everything set. I got enrolled last week, which would have been Wednesday or Thursday, I think I enrolled. Yesterday, Wednesday, this is Thursday, so yesterday, I get a call from my recruiter. And she says, hey, I just wanted to let you know, you just got in under the wire. And I said, for what? And she said, I thought it was going to be Kansas City's now going to automatics, which I'm sure everybody will eventually, but no. There's a hiring freeze for anyone out of Florida starting yesterday. She said they got an email that said that there's a hiring freeze out of Florida. But everyone who's enrolled is good to go. And I said, so you're sure that when I go to school, I'll be good to go. I'll go to school. I'll be able to get on a mentor's truck. When I get out of that mentor's truck, I will be able to upgrade. And she said, yes. If anybody tells you different, she said, you call me and I will handle it. So, seriously with the phone calls, I'm gonna have to start recording all these in airplane mode, I guess. At any rate, that's all this video is. It's just a short introduction to my channel. I'm gonna do it like everybody else has. I'm going to Kansas City. So if you want information on Kansas City 2019, this is gonna be where to get it. It may be exactly the same as everybody else's information. Who knows? Come on back and check it out and you'll know. Salt Lake City, training, schooling, testing out on automatics as I know it. That's the information that I have. Again, it was secondhand information. If you're planning on going to Salt Lake City, call. Don't take my word for it, call them. You may be planning on going to Salt Lake City because you live within a couple miles, 3 or 4 hours. I'll drive my own personal car over there. I don't have to stay in a hotel. I can come back home. Call first. If it's important to you. It may not be important to you. It was important to me. It was a deal breaker for me. My recruiter came through for me. Within minutes, she found out where I could go. Kansas City. Thank you. So, and a hiring freeze in Florida. Right now there's a freeze on hiring anyone out of the state of Florida. So, I don't know how that helps anybody. Hopefully it helps you out. If you're in Florida, it sucks, but it sucks anyway trying to find a place to go out of Florida. I didn't think, and I told my recruiter this, I didn't think that the first question that I would be asking all of these companies when I was doing my research and calling all these companies was going to be, do you hire out of Florida? But that's what ended up being the first question I had to ask because there were so many. I mean, I'll bet the first 5 or 6 companies that I called, do you hire out of Florida? No. Do you hire out of Florida? No. And the ones that did hire out of Florida, are you north of Orlando? I'm actually just south of South Daytona, so yes, I am technically north of Orlando. But yeah, Swift hiring freeze out of Florida. That's pretty much all I have right now. I'm hoping to make another video today, maybe tomorrow, before I leave. Again, I leave Saturday evening on a flight to Kansas City. Because I want to kind of get into how I came to the decision. Spoiler alert, it's in my family. Dad did it, brother did it. But I want to kind of dive into that a little bit. And, you know, that's it. Down and dirty. Welcome to the channel. Call Salt Lake City before you go. And if you live in Florida, call them and ask them. I don't know when they're going to lift the hiring freeze. It may be a week, it may be a month, it may be, who knows. Call them and find out. I'm going to walk you through my personal experience with Swift Academy, Kansas City. So, hey, thanks for watching. You know, subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't. But I'm going to be here anyway. All right. See ya.